think it's because I've been avoiding it, guys. I don't want to click on the X-Men video. 5 years ago, man. Wow, Gotham, Joker meets Batman. Okay, so this was 3 years ago. Okay, yeah. And then we have what we know about the Batman. Oh, man. Oh, God. Ray is related to Palpatine, episode 8 theory. I mean, it was episode 9, but 5 years ago. Oh. And next one. You know. It's fantastic. I think there's something missing in that backdrop. We're used to this backdrop by now, and I think it is this. What is up, everybody? Welcome to, as you can kind of tell, my 100k special video, if you will. I said I was going to do one of these. A lot of people were like, Boba, you said you were going to reveal your name. Yes, after all these years, I'm going to reveal my first name, which is really kind of surreal. And not that it was being kept super secret for a reason, but it was kind of a meme. I'm going off on a tangent already, but for the longest time, I said if I was ever going to hit 100k, for years now, I said I would reveal my name because, you know, over the years, people, you know, just want to know your first name, and it's always been a little bit of a meme. So for those of you who care about that, that's coming in this video. But also, I've got a couple of other things I want to do in this video. You guys gave me ideas of what I could do, so we're going to reminisce over some of my oldest and most popular videos, which is going to be a painful experience for me. That should be entertaining for you, so that should be fun, but also just some other things. So hey, I don't expect this video to do massively well. This is for like the real ones of the channel, those who kind of want to share in this celebration with me. We're going to, you know, take a look at the play button. I've already had a little peek at it, but, you know, I'm going to put it up there. But first and foremost, I just want to express my gratitude. I think that's where we need to start right at the beginning. I know you've probably heard this and seen this a billion times on YouTube before, and I'm probably going to cheese myself out. But, you know, I think it's important to me to voice this because, you know, I don't make, you know, personal videos all the time or anything like that. Who knows, that may change in the future as the channel grows. But one thing I did want to do, you know, not everyone does a 100k video. They may say thank you on Twitter or something, but I felt like it was important for me to just mark the occasion because I've always felt like something I've taken pride in with my audience, you guys in particular, over the years, ever since it's kind of crazy to see. It says I joined September 17th, 2016. And I knew back then, like, I wanted to, you know, do what I do today, talk about the things that interest me in pop culture. You know, I might get into this a little bit more with my original somewhat vague plan, but I remember I started properly posting in like January of 2017. I think I may have posted one or two in the latter of the year of 2016. So that's crazy. It's like over 5 years now. To get back to what I was saying is I've always wanted to do face cam and things like that because I've always felt like over time, the connection I've had with my audience in particular, and I'm not trying to compare or whatever other channels or anything like that, you know, everyone do their own thing kind of thing, but I've always had this pride of, with my audience, I felt this kind of tangible, you know, somewhat relationship there with everyone. And I've always felt like, as a result, there's this more personable rapport, if you will, that I've got across with you guys, and that I've read through the comments throughout the years. You've always been very positive. Of course, there's always going to be that one guy or girl who's just kind of like, you know, kind of thing. That's the internet, right? But you guys I've just always felt like there's just always been that little bit of extra layer that you guys have kind of shared a little bit more of an identifying factor with me when watching my videos. And that's something I've always kind of really appreciated about my audience. It just felt a bit more tight-knit. It seemed that a lot of the core members, you know who you are if you're watching this right now, over the years, have resonated with, you know, not only just what I post on this channel, but kind of a common interest. And as a result, it's built a community that I feel like is a little bit more tight-knit than that of your typical audience. It's not like I just do recap, hey, and this, like, blah, 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 you know, this, goodbye. There's, it's just a voice actor behind the video. Like, for me, I've always felt like there's something there. So for me to go, like, get this and kind of hit that milestone is somewhat of a surreal feeling, to be honest, because I've never really been about goals. I've always just been like, if I hit 100k, that's great. I'm more focused on just maintaining some kind of passive views and like kind of, you know, interest from an audience. And what I mean by that is like if people are watching my videos and commenting and there's a back and forth and there's a general engagement in what I decide to cover, that's honestly really good enough for for me. I'm sure everyone has different opinions and goals, but for me, I'm kind of like that pessimistic type person who's just like, well, if I set this goal to hit 100k in a certain allotted time and I don't get it, then it's just a bit deflating. So for me, I just like, hey, I'm gonna work hard as hard as I can anyway, and just hit it when I hit it. And now is finally that time. So to like see this, and oh, okay, we've got that message from good old Susan here. It's that kind of message where Susan just kind of congratulates you, but to kind of cut to it, when we unbox this, hopefully I just don't break it when it comes out, even though it's kind of already unboxed. It's not like an actual reaction, by the way. And again, just really surreal seeing my name. I mean, I don't know if the lighting is picking it up, but, you know, it says, presented to BobaTalks for passing 100,000 subscribers. So again, I don't want to get cheesy. I don't want to be that typical YouTuber you've seen the billionth time to be like, oh yeah, oh my god. But like, really, this is not only a win for me. You guys helped make this happen, and every time I look at it, it's going to be a thing where it's like, damn, like, you know, I achieved this, and I'm so happy that I've got that you know, the people who comment on every freaking video who's followed me throughout the years. I always read every comment. I really do mean that. I know people just say, all right, you're saying that, but even if I don't reply to it, I scroll through my phone on the dashboard and I read every comment. So I try to reply when I can, and having this now to kind of be a little bit of a physical testament to the things that we've achieved in this little BobaTalks community is something I am deeply appreciative of. It's just really, really reflective. Like, you can see Audacity there as I'm recording this right now. Literally, we are 8 minutes in. I have no idea if I've cut things out or whatever, but that's where we're at right now, and you should be able to see that. You can see the little tripod. You can see me, a bit of Boba inception here. This is literally like the oldest saying in the book, probably, but quite literally, and it always fascinates me when I think about it hard enough. If you wouldn't watch me, I wouldn't be making these videos. Sure, I've pressed on before with this channel and even channels before it, because I know what it's like to make videos, and I'm sure some of you do as well. Like, because I'm sure a lot of you have maybe tried to make videos, and you put a lot of effort into it. You might get 2 views, but people don't watch you, and you keep it up for so long, whether that's weeks or months, but at some point you would kind of fizzle out. So what I'm trying to point out there is, like, as a result, you know, quite literally, this channel I wouldn't be still posting without your continued engagement. So that's how important you guys have a part to play. You're a part of this too when it comes to this frickin' play button. And there we have it. I mean, I might need to adjust the area and the framing. I think it's kind of off, and it's not even bare. It's kind of cutting out the frame. But either way, it's cool. I have one of those things in the background now, which is awesome. But now the time has come after many years. Again, it's kind of funny to me because I feel like a lot of people don't give a shit about this, but my name. Now, first of all, before I reveal this, for those who just want to indulge this, what do you think I look like in terms of a name? I mean, with whatever comment you're going to put down below, right now, maybe think of it in your head, or maybe start to type the comment and save posting it for later. The name you think I am, and then obviously with the reveal, we'll compare it to what you think I am. First of all, I feel like I'm going to give you a clue. I feel like a lot of you should get this when I do it, I think. So I think that should have given it away. The freaking the dramatic turnaround, decloaking. If you still haven't got it, my name is Luke. Nice to meet you. This is this really weird saying that again. Like, I'm sure there's a lot of people who don't care about the name reveal, but there's some who really do over time. But yeah, there you have it, Luke, as in Luke Skywalker. Get what I try to do with the kind of Jedi bathrobe here. There we have it. That's my freaking name. So people can now refer to me as that if they want. But I guarantee people will be like, nah, bro, you're still Boba to me. I've had that a few times before when there are a very short list of people who have found out I can't get out of this freaking Jedi robe. Why can't I do it? Yeah, my name's Luke. But now we're going to swap to webcam so I can screen share my screen, and we'll go through oh god, the cringe. Let's look at them. And it might bring, for some of you, back some quite newbie memories of me. I'm flipped the opposite way just so I could look at the video over there. Sorry, it's causing my brain problems. Now, if we go to my videos and we sort it by most popular, here we have my most popular videos I've ever made on this channel. And it's fascinating to me looking back at this, and I've always been aware of it. I know I have quite a big Bat Family audience, so, you know, a lot of my views and subscriber base, you know, to be honest, it's quite DC in terms of, even if I make a Flash movie update, that gets quite a bit of people's attention. But whether it's Titans, which you could regard as Bat Family, or Batman content, whether that was Gotham back in the day, or, you know, the Titans show on HBO Max, or the Batman movie and future stuff, that obviously gets quite a bit of attention. I say all this because my most popular video there is a Marvel video. And I do cover Marvel, like I covered the Doctor Strange trailer, I'm covering Moon Knight right now. I'm a big fan of Marvel as well. Like, and, you know, going back into the origin, if I go back to my About page here, joined 16th of September. 17th of September 2016, sorry. And my whole outlook was I wanted to do more kind of Star Wars content. I wanted, and I've always wanted to be a variety channel. I've never wanted that kind of Minecraft kind of, you know, channel vibe where, you know, and I'm not saying YouTubers who are Minecraft YouTubers feel this way across the board, but just to give you a perspective, I thought just in case I ever get an audience, I never want to make it a one-channel thing in where what if I get sick about talking about that, hence where the Minecraft thing comes in, because there's been some Minecraft channels who have tried to branch out, and they can't, like, because they're stuck in that algorithm of Minecraft. Now, granted, you know, I love Batman, and that's my biggest audience. I'm very grateful that I can talk about Superman and Lois, or Marvel stuff, or, you know, even the freaking Lord of the Rings show, or the Obi-Wan Kenobi thing that I'm looking at there, or, you know, whatever, right? And I'm covering Netflix's The Upcoming Sandman show. I'm very grateful for that, or at least I try and do variety, and that's always been my goal on the channel. So if I go back to the most popular, just a side note here, there will be more Marvel content in the future, and it's, again, a lot of you probably view me as a DC primary channel. I don't blame you. But it's fascinating to me to see that my most popular video was after seeing Logan 5 years ago. I did a kind of explained video on the Westchester incident. You know, what happened to the X-Men, explained, the Westchester incident. So I'm hoping to do a lot more Marvel. And then obviously we've got the second most popular video coming in at 220,000 views 3 years ago, Joker meets Batman. And this was the J teaser. So anyone who's been here for a while will know that Gotham put out these really, really wicked trailers for, I think they had white band trailers and red band trailers for a lot of the Jerome stuff. I think there was a Professor Pig red band trailer. And of course, you know, when they were doing their Joker, they did like a J trailer. And we're going to look at that as well. Obviously, Titans, that did better than what I thought it would, to be honest. Like, in everything we know about Titans Season 3, 215,000. Some of these are surprising me. Every live-action Batman suit, that did better than what I thought. The villain one, that's a funny one when I look back at that, and we will get to that in a second. Gotham's villains ranked from worst to best. So many controversial comments on that. Like, I think people kind of forgot that it's just my opinion, you know? They're like, your justification for this person not being, you know, Zaz being quite low. Why the Joker movie will be great. I'm glad I was right about that one. Obviously, kind of subjective to me, but, you know, kind of Joaquin did get an Oscar, you know, if I do say so myself. I kind of saw it coming. Witcher, I'm a big fan of The Witcher, and for some reason, around the time of Christmas, I didn't get around to reviewing it because I took some time off, and then I was already late to it, and I completely dropped the ball with that. I'm really sorry to anyone who wanted a Witcher Season 2 review. But yeah, I'm going to shut up now, and actually, I think it's because I've been avoiding it, guys. I don't want to click on the X-Men video 5 years ago, man. And this is what I mean, when I'm shaved, I feel like the haircut's different. Okay, yeah, there's a bit of an ad, okay. The haircut's a bit different, but other than that, like, if I had the identical haircut, I feel like I wouldn't look that different. That's the weird thing about me. If I grow a goatee, which, you know, a lot of you know me to be having usually, yeah, I just have more of a little buzz cut around the sides, and yeah, strange how I de-aged by like 10 years. If you didn't know, I'm 27 years old, turned 27 in October, and I feel like I go back to 5 years ago, 2017 me, but oh god, here we go. What is up, everybody? My name is BobaTalks, and today I'm going to bring you basically and explain a video as to what actually happened in that Westchester event many years ago in this Logan timeline, and basically just explain many years ago. This is what I mean about my speech earlier, by the way. I feel like, you know, a lot of us British people sometimes, and I feel like I have been well spoken in my life, but sometimes we get a lot of THs mixed up with Fs. Like, instead of three, it's free, as in F-R-E-E, when we mean T-H-R-E-E. Not everyone has this but I think I had a bit of a speech issue. And after obviously watching yourself all the time, editing, which I'm sure a lot of YouTubers will tell you it's not something you enjoy doing, you pick up on a bit of insecurity. So I think I've kind of corrected that. But obviously my confidence has grown. But oh my God, you can tell I have a very fast brain anyway, in terms of like, that's why sometimes I tangent. I try and get to a point concisely, but I go off on another point before finally getting onto that. Here, you can tell I'm just talking so fast if I go back.
What is up, everybody? My name is BobaTalks, and today I'm going to bring you basically and explain a video as to what actually happened in that Westchester event many, many years ago in this Logan timeline, and basically just explain what actually happened to the mutants and X-Men in this world. So if you haven't seen Logan, as I said in my review, please go and watch it and then come back to this video, because this video will have a lot of spoilers in it, and some of you may have already pieced together actually what happened in the past of the film's timeline.
I can't believe how many people have watched this. I think one thing that did it a favor is and as I said, I'm gonna make more videos like this because I love making them, but B, I don't make enough of them anymore, and it's 9 minutes. But these things sometimes that are ambiguous in films like Logan, I think a lot of people could put it together, but a lot of the Gen Pop audience, the normies, if you will, might be like, hey, yeah, what did happen at that Westchester incident? And this was one of my first videos. As you can see, it's 7th of March, 2017. Channel was created September 2016. As I said, I think I started posting properly in 2017. So for this to blow up, when I was a noob, and looking back at it, like, again, I'm surprised that people, I'm not saying they should take me seriously now, but just I feel like a lot more noobier. So again, I'm kind of surprised that people resonated with it. It just makes me feel like, I really should be making a lot more of this content. And I've always wanted to, but it's one of those days where it's like, oh, I've already made today's video and maybe something else. And, man, there's some more Marvel news. God, I want to do it, but that's why I really need an editor. At some point, you have to get an editor to help kind of with the workload. This is when this setup in this background was in the other corner of this room. It's quite a cool setup, if I do say so myself. I mean, just in terms of, I don't really like the background, the windows, the blinds there, but it was one of those corner ones rather than just a backdrop here. Again, I'm moving soon, so I'm really not looking forward to setting up a setup that looks cool, but at the same time I am, because it gives me an opportunity to make it look sick. But again, I'm one of those really impatient people where I just want it to freaking work out. But yeah, just looking at this is so weird. Let's move on to something else. Wow, Gotham, Joker meets Batman. Okay, so this was 3 years ago. Okay, yeah, right, I've got the trailer in it. Okay. This is a flashback. We got Jay in. It's kind of a take on The Dark Knight Returns, where he goes into a catatonic state because Batman's no longer around. I mean, you could argue it was the chemical vat that Jeremiah fell into, but really he was fine because he breaks out after this. So it's a nice play there. Say what you will about Gotham, but it was a really good show in so many ways. Like the script, looking back on it, especially as I'm a lot more of a critical thinker now, I'm not doing that thing where it's like, oh, look, he's trashing the thing that helped build him a platform. Not at all. Just saying, I've got a lot more critical. Even people comment that over the years. And I think when you do this for 5 years and you try to review and improve yourself, I'm not trying to sound condescending here, but your standards as a result do change compared to what they were. So Gotham definitely had some, and this is why a lot of people, not a lot, it was loved by a lot of people, but it was also criticized quite a bit, I think, as well. And I didn't see it a lot back then, because I think it has so much more goodness that it offered at the same time. Its design was incredible. Its innovation on traditionalist canon was really enjoyable. Their cast was fantastic. And the episodes overall were really enjoyable. It definitely had some dips. Not everything was sound. Like, if I rewatched it now, I think I would have a lot more nitpicks, if you know what I mean. But it was so charming at the same time. I'll never, ever forget, like, when we saw Cameron Monaghan's laugh as the Joker for the first time. Wasn't a massive fan, ultimately, of this, I guess, where it ended up, but I was still very much so caught up in the hype. But just looking back at this trailer, you'll see me probably be extremely hyped here, and I was. I think I even gave the Gotham finale a lot of praise compared to what a lot of other people were like, that was an awful finale. But I remember not being happy with that bat suit.
Something beautiful.
I was hyped. Even I get the feeling back a bit now for Cameron. And after watching a show for so many years and covering it for a few years at this point, getting to that moment where, yeah, they wouldn't properly say Joker for him because of the whole licensing thing. It was it, you know, it was the moment. It was the moment. And it was big. Yeah, Cameron's great. That, like, even though I prefer Jerome, that is a crazy ass, amazing laugh. And he's still, despite the showrunners giving him, right, we're going to get rid of Jerome. We're going to give you Jeremiah, right? We're going to get rid of Jeremiah, even though you're technically the same person. Now you have to invent a whole new persona, Jay. And there is a poetry to that with, like, the three Jokers kind of thing. But the fact that he was still able to, you know, still bring something new for a third time. I can remember his, you know, he ha 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 aspect to Jerome. And then as that evolved, he got a bit more of a crooked voice after dying. And then there was the more, like, you know, comic smooth-skinned, kind of pretty, kind of Jeremiah version of the Joker. And he had a bit more of a stern, you know, calculated vibe, you know, sociopathic, psychopath kind of vibe. But then with Joker here, Jay, as he was referred to, he still brought a lot. Like, he still brought something there, and that laugh is really impeccable. Oh man, the old music to the intro. No, I remember Magpie, amazing artist. She made me this intro. And she did something on GarageBand, and there was something cheesy about it, but I thought it had that kind of comic book cheese vibe I liked. Kind of remind me of like a kind of noir-y, kind of newbie, kind of talk showy kind of thing that I just, yes, it wasn't like the most crazy, like kind of weird intro you may have seen on YouTube, but it had that kind of charm to it. And I've changed it to something a little bit more kind of theatrical now. But yeah, there's something funny and charming about this as well.
What is up, Gothamites? Wow, did not expect to be making this video right now. I mean, we knew...
God. I love the... This is what I mean about Gotham. So, the design. Yeah, look at that. Arkham. Amazing. But look at... God, I can't seem to do this.
I mean, I knew, or we knew...
Let me turn it down a bit.
A finale kind of time jump trailer. And
I like the Wayne Tower. You could tell it's quite CGI-y, don't get me wrong, but the mood... The mood is... I think, you know, even though it had its issues, it got so many things right for a Batman fan. And I know there's some Batman fans who be like, what you want about? Nope, I'm a big Batman fan, and nope, Gotham does this, that, and the other. That just shits on Batman or something. I don't know. But I argue it does so much. And just looking at this, it takes me back. It really does. And obviously, having the Gotham audience throughout the years, obviously, is carrying over because the Bat content will never die, really. We've now got the movies, you know, the Batman Chapter 2 or Movie 2, whatever you want to call it, the HBO Max shows. Future, there's so many things, you know, freaking Michael Keaton and the DC, there's so many things. So obviously Batman's always going to have a special place on this channel no matter where we go here.
Cool was that? I know not.
Oh man, I had the LED lighting and those little shelves over there, but then I remember I accidentally cut it and it just cut it out completely. I tried to make a little bit of an effort to step up the kind of, you know, setup, which has kind of remained largely the same. My lighting's always been a bit off, like really bright in the face. Still to this day, to be honest. You know, it's funny, a lot of people are also pointing out the Barry Keoghan Joker. And it's true. I mean, obviously, Jay here, Cameron Monaghan's Jay, compared to Barry Keoghan's John Doe, has got a lot less hair, but similar vibes. Similar.
Bruce...
Even the, well, not really a makeup. He's got a bit more of like a pancake kind of face in a way. Just quickly taking another look now at another Gotham video from 4 years ago, 118,000 views. This was a massive... Oh, God. Okay, I look quite a bit younger here. I don't know. I feel like I look younger here.
What is up, everybody? My name is BobaTalks, and welcome back to a brand new Gotham video.
I broke my shoulder at this point. That's why I'm so slumped. I still haven't really bloody fully recovered from that, like... muscle imbalance that caused.
And today we're talking about the news that kind of dropped a couple of weeks ago, roughly, actually maybe around 10 days ago or so, I don't know. But this, as you've already gathered from the title,
what was that? What was that?
roughly, actually maybe around 10 days ago or so, I don't know. But this, as you've already gathered from the title, surrounds the news that one of the executive producers of Gotham, again, has come out and said stuff that have pissed a lot of fans off, because they basically said Jerome is just Jerome and he's not the Joker.
Looking at some old usernames here, there's a few regulars I remember from back then. Lucifer's more of like a recent thing. I'm glad it did well on my channel, because I had a really soft place in my heart for Lucifer. It's just such an entertaining show. So just, yeah, seeing that do well on my channel was nice. It's not so like it doesn't have like a whole kind of thing on my channel with it, but I always appreciated how I had an audience even for that show. The good old Flash theories here 3 years ago. I have no idea why this one popped off for some reason.
Newsflash, we finally learned what issue Nora had with Iris, and it was...
Now, this is one of the few videos where I'm not on Facecam. I rarely do those. I sometimes do them if I don't have all the time in the world. So the Flash, it's a shame because I've just gone off it over the years. I do think it's decreasing quality. This isn't going to be a whole breakdown on the Flash, but I've had really good times. The Flash, the CW's Flash, and the CW in general, I still really enjoy some of their shows like Stargirl, Superman, Lois is a great show. The Flash has always been an important part of this channel. I always worked hard to try and cover that show, whether it be trailers, episodes, same with Arrow and stuff like that. So, I may not be regularly covering it these days because, I haven't covered the past couple of episodes. I probably will do another catch-up review. For those who aren't watching those videos, I've kind of stopped now and I'm going to only do it every now and again. It's just, this was the Flash season 5 when it was already going downhill from season 4. But I was excited for this season because the tone, even with Cicada not really working out too well, was an interesting one. It felt like, okay, they were kind of bouncing back and backpedaling a little bit from this season 4 very flamboyant tone that they brought in. And then we have what we know about the Batman. Oh man, oh god, I have a very Green Arrow looking goatee there. Jesus, is going down, isn't it? Wizard style. Blimey, okay, so all we know about the Batman 2021 and why it sounds awesome. Then it was delayed to 2022. This was published in 2019. I've been covering this movie, or the trilogy, if you will, for ages now. Absolutely ages.
Batman, and most recently, it's got the cinematographer Greg Fraser, who's most popularly known, at least to me, for
amazing cinematography. You see what I mean? I just look a lot older with a freaking beard. I want to know what we knew about it back then.
Welcome to a brand new Batman 2021 video, and I've been wanting to do this one for a little while, just so we have...
You get all the fan arts. We had nothing at the time to work off, so I always used artists' concepts in these videos, with their permission, by the way, because one thing I can't stand is when some YouTubers out there, and this is something I will say, it's just they don't credit the artist in the description at the very minimum or whatever. That's really annoying. Or, if you're going to use their work. But either way, we didn't even know what the bat suit looked like. And look at these. I know some names from Will Gray art. Some of you know that. Smart Sheep, Jackson Durr. Shout out to all of you guys. I'm sorry if I'm forgetting any names off the top of my head right now. I know there's John Regan, I believe. There's a lot I used. And some of them were absolutely impeccable fan arts. And we had no idea what Pattinson was going to look like. So I was just... All I knew is that I was... day one Pattinson, 100%.
As I'm sure you all know, our Batman is Robert Pattinson. You may agree with that, you may not. You may have not initially agreed with that, but you kind of...
That was an awesome piece of artwork.
You may or may not know he's 33 years old, which is one of the youngest Batmans to come to the screen. But that obviously fits this film and its narrative very, very well. So regardless of what specific age they decide to go with for when Bruce traveled around the world and returned to Gotham to try on the cape, he is a very newly formed vigilante. So what you need to know about Batman...
It just takes me back to the excitement. 2019, guys. Didn't know how much they were going to get into that. Training. How old would they cast Bruce as in terms of, is Robert Pattinson being aged down to his actual age? Will Gray art, I recognize that. Amazing artist. I remember we didn't even have an Alfred casting back then, so he obviously had to put another actor, and we didn't know what Bruce, I think fair enough, a lot of people went for the short hair for Bruce Wayne, because I think it subverted a lot of expectations. Sure, there was a lot of memes here and there when it came to the long, oh yeah, emo. I think Pattinson looks amazing with that longer hair for Bruce in the film. But understandably, when going into this knowing nothing, our concepts were like, yeah, short hair Bruce Wayne. That's how he usually is a lot of the time in the comics. I remember there were still some people back then saying that he was the new Ben Affleck, carrying on the continuity. I was like, no, he isn't. They were like, how do you know that? I'm just like, I guess I couldn't tell you for a fact, but I'm very sure about this. Matt Reeves isn't continuing on the Batfleck continuity, even though Pattinson looks great in that suit. It also just doesn't make sense as well. I mean, I guess they were like saying it was going to go back in time to a younger Affleck, I guess. But yeah, I mean, I do understand people's apprehension there with that could have been a possibility for them. But it's really, I like to think I have good intuition when it comes to some things that I feel like I'm quite knowledgeable about. And that never really hit home for me, like, oh, it was going to be a prequel Batfleck film or something like that. So if I go to oldest, what is actually my, oh my God. Okay, wait. Before we end this off, let's look at the very first video. This might not be the first. I might have deleted one or two. It might have been for copyright issues. I don't know why. I don't really delete old things because, as you can tell, like, look at some of these thumbnails, old things. Oh God, a Rogue One Star Wars story reaction. Rey is related to Palpatine, episode 8 theory. I mean, it was episode 9, but 5 years ago. Oh, who saw that coming? I'm not really. I mean, I think this has been a theory for quite a while. Let me quickly click on that. Oh God.
Hi everybody, so today's video is going to be a bit of a quick theory video. A little bit of food for thought for you Star Wars fans out there. Now, this theory...
That's what I meant about the Fs, a bit of food for thought. You know, no THs there. Food for thought.
His question is Rey Emperor Palpatine's granddaughter?
Basically, you know... I'm just saying. I really don't remember much of making this at all, to be honest, but it's cool to see that I was kind of emphasizing quite a bit that, hey, like, I think that's BS, and with this theory, you know, these are the reason why I do think she is a Palpatine. You know, I know I'm blowing smoke on my own ass, but, you know, a little newbie 10th of October 2016 Boba, just getting it right.
Now, in The Force Awakens, we know that Rey comes from the planet Jakku. The other things that suggest that she could be related to Palpatine is that her combat is very similar to what we saw of Palpatine's.
Yeah, I mean, I know they went back and forth behind the scenes, but that was a big strong one where she would just, like, you know, yeet herself forward with the strikes like Palpatine did. That's a lot to go off on just moves, but you have to think everything is very specific and thought about in a movie. And when she did end up being related to Palpatine, I mean, obviously, it's not like Hereditary style. Oh, I've inherited my grandfather's lightsaber strikes, you know. But it's more ambiguous reading in between the lines, and maybe they were playing with that back then, you know.
In episode 3. Now, they say in films they don't do anything by accident or mistake, and that if things are there or...
There you go.
It's one of the things that is done very deliberately.
Now, this was actually one of my first videos, 19th of September 2016, and I made my channel on the 16th of September. So that's pretty crazy. So a few days after creating the channel.
In this video I mentioned the upcoming villains in Season 3 Gotham, and I briefly went over Mad Hatter, Killer Croc, Poison Ivy, and the changes that are coming to Season 3's Gotham. But there is a character that Gotham are keeping quite out of the limelight, and that is Jerome Valeska. Wake up! So this is just my opinion, but Jerome Valeska was definitely one of the best characters in the whole of the Gotham TV show for me. At first, when I found out about Jerome...
I'm just a lot more timid. I'm just like... At first, when I found out, you know, when Jerome was, you know, bloody in the show, and he's, you know, he's really, you know, he's really good, you know. Fact, the lighting. I mean, I know I screw up a bit these days, but that is so bright. And I used to, I think back then, put a little thing in the background relating to whatever topic I was talking about. So we had the little Joker book back then.
Absolutely fantastic job, especially that laugh. I'll play it for you guys right now.
The dishes. If you've been banging a clown,
and next, you know. It's fantastic. I've got chills again.
Now, if that doesn't scream Joker or like a very early version of what I like to say a Heath Ledger Joker, then fair enough, you don't have to like him. This is just my opinion, but I really do feel like this character could truly be set up to be a Joker in the future seasons of Gotham. But
no shit.
Something very bad.
Okay, so one day after making my channel, the 17th of September, here we go.
How's it going, everybody? My name is BobaTalks, and today we're just going to get straight into it.
And today... just gonna get straight into it.
Margot Robbie is reprising her role as Harley Quinn in a new Harley Quinn solo spin-off. I think we can all agree that Harley Quinn was one of the most popular characters to come out of the Suicide
The little
Squad.
effects. Woo, woo.
Ground control has
This takes me back. Superman's first introduction into the Arrowverse, and now he's got his own show. He looks so much better in the suit now, but you know, even looking at it back then, it was very exciting to have a Superman in the Arrowverse, of which, at the time, the Arrowverse was quite booming back then. That was pretty cool.
I dreamt of this moment. Two of us teaming up.
This is when I covered Supergirl.
She's watching this.
He's seeing this.
Season 2 drop. And the really awesome thing about this trailer is that we
And there you see it again, a little comic in the corner there.
get to see some Superman footage. Now, in season 1, Superman was in Supergirl, but in a very teasy kind of way.
And I just did that for a lot longer than what I thought I would, so I can't do any more. But I think that summarizes this little 100k special video, guys. Again, just a huge thank you to whether you're even a brand new subscriber or for your continued support if you're like an older, much older subscriber, or wherever you land in between. I hope you enjoy the videos that I continue to make as you've enjoyed my previous ones. I do have big plans for this channel. I don't intend to stop making videos. I hope to just keep, you know, putting content out there, expanding coverage on, you know, continuing the Batman stuff, the DC news stuff, news updates, but also expanding further into Marvel content and, you know, just really trying to get that coverage out there more and more and more so I can just, you know, just have my hands dipped in many different pots out there because, you know, I'm a big fan of just the kind of pop culture in general. So if you want to carry on with that journey with me, I hope you continue to stay and just, again, even if you are going to dip out at some point, just thanks for being a part of, you know, that little milestone up there. Not little, really. There's 100,000 of you. And again, as some people say, 100,000 people in one place. It's a lot of people. So I think, other than saying just like the video if you did get this far, maybe put a hashtag of, I don't know, 100k Bobamites or something like that. I think Bobamite might have actually been a very old channel member or subscriber name for the channel in the comments down below to prove you got this far. But yeah, all there is left to say is now the good old saying of thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you freaking people of the BobaTalks channel in the next video. Thank you again, guys. I really do mean that.